The Go Anywhere, Do Anything watch, the Daily Wearer. These are really important watches. A lot of people are looking for a really good daily wearing watch. And it's actually pretty difficult to create. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, you should be able to wear this with a suit, so it has to be pretty thin. You also need water resistance because you should be able to swim with this watch. And you should be able to go to dinner with this watch on. It should look elegant enough for you to wear with a suit or a nice sweater. So to make a watch that can do all of those things, you need a lot of details. You need to get all the details right. Today, we're taking a look at the newest Jack Mason. Now, if you're not familiar with Jack Mason, they are a Texas-based brand. And today, they are taking their stab at the perfect everyday watch. They're actually basing it off of a watch that they came out with a long time ago in quartz. However, now it's automatic and Swiss made. They're using a very high grade movement. This is a very thin watch and it gets a very good water resistance considering the style of watch and how thin it is. So let's take a hands-on look at Jack Mason's latest release, a Go Anywhere, Do Anything watch, the Canton. Jack Mason are an American company. They are located in Texas. They are based in Texas, and most of their watches are actually assembled here in the United States. However, for this watch, they made this in Switzerland. They went Swiss made for this specific watch. There's a few different reasons for that, but I think the main reason is that they wanted to go a little bit further with this release. They wanted to make the perfect everyday watch, the perfect go anywhere, do anything watch. And they started with the case and the bracelet. This is made out of 316L stainless steel. However, they put an extra hard coating on the steel, so you're getting a scratch resistance of 1200 Vickers, which is really awesome. And of course, watch enthusiasts love that because your watch looks newer, longer. Also, they wanted to make this a true go anywhere, do anything watch. So they gave it 150 meters of water resistance, which is not typical. Usually 100 meters of water resistance is sufficient for a go anywhere, do anything watch. But at the same time, they kept it really thin, 10.5 millimeters thick. That's including a display case back, screwed in crown, and the case back is screwed in. So 10.5 millimeters thick with 150 meters of water resistance. That is excellent. Now that display case back is there because you are getting a La Joux Perret movement inside. It is the G100, which is an automatic Swiss made movement. Now, they didn't go with your typical Sellita movement or a Miyota movement. They wanted to go a little bit more, like I was saying. So they went with the G100, which I think is a very good looking movement. It also gets a custom rotor. So this specific one looks great, and obviously you have that display case back so you can enjoy that movement. One of the other things that I love about Jack Mason in general doesn't only pertain to this watch, but it's their bracelets. Their bracelets are phenomenal. They do a really good job. They put a lot of attention to detail into their bracelets in general. Obviously, it gets all the specs. So you're getting screwed links, solid end links, quick release, so it's easy to change between straps and bracelets, but you're also getting micro adjust. The on-the-fly micro adjust built into the Jack Mason clasp is excellent. Not sure if they've actually designed this or how they made this, but it's number one, it's good looking and it's thin. So the clasp itself is very thin. It's signed Jack Mason. You have 2 lines of polish. You have these beautiful oval buttons right here. It's just really nicely made. When you flip it open, you just press these 2 buttons. You have tons of micro adjust. It's thin. You just pop this out, slide it out, click it in, and that's it. And you have about 10 millimeters of micro adjustability built into the buckle, which is excellent. Not many brands offer that much adjustability built into the clasp, and obviously it's still very thin, so it's very comfortable. It's not big and bulky. It's very elegant. You just slide it back, it clicks right in. It's excellent. It really works very, very well. Overall, the finishing on this watch is excellent. You have a very crisp line of polish that goes on the top of the case. There's a very crisp transition between the polishing and the brushing. The sides are brushed. You have a polished bezel and the center links are polished. And again, you have that line of polish on either side of the clasp. You have a screwed in crown. It's 6.8 millimeters. It's very large, very grippy, very smooth, very easy to use, and it is signed. And then you have that 10.5 millimeter thickness, so a very thin watch. It's a 39 millimeter watch, spot on that bezel, so it measures in at 39 millimeters. And then the lug to lug is 45 millimeters at the case, so it's 45.5 millimeters at the case. With the bracelet, it measures in just under 49 millimeters, which is excellent considering that it is including the bracelet. You do get female end links, but they don't bend completely down. And that doesn't really bother my wrist, and I think it would not bother most wrists out there. All in all, it's a really nicely made watch that gets a really great movement, extra hard coating. It's really thin. They really went for it, and I really do think they accomplished one of the best everyday, go-to everyday watches that you can buy right now from any micro brand. It does look like an OP. I know some people are going to say that. You do get this textured dial that is a little bit different. You have these applied indices. They're baton indices. The hands are like dagger hands. All of that is loomed. You have a little bit of an arrow for a second hand. The counterbalance is red, white, and blue on there, which of course, I love. I love that on Jack Mason. You have the applied logo at 12 o'clock, right below the 12 o'clock, and right above the 6 o'clock, you have a date. That date takes the place of part of the 6 o'clock index. And then right above that, it says the name of the watch. This is the Canton. Right below that, automatic. And then the water resistance, again, 150 meters of water resistance, which is excellent for a watch like this. On my wrist today, I have my Jack Mason. This is the Jack Mason Strato Timer. This is a collaboration that they did with Dr. Pepper. These sold out very quickly on their website, and now I hear rumblings that they're selling for like $2,500 on eBay, and they are consistently selling for that price, which is insane. That is insane. And honestly, it's worth every penny. These are really great watches, and the fact that they're actually selling for over list price kind of makes sense. You really can't get one. And they're so good looking. This is such a cool watch. It came with the bracelet and the strap. Just a great package. And there is the Jack Mason on my 7.5 inch wrist. This is the Canton. It's 39 millimeters. You have a 45 millimeter lug to lug, 49 millimeters if you're including the bracelet, 10.5 millimeters thick. And you can see how thin that is on my wrist. It wears really close to the wrist. You get 150 meters of water resistance, sapphire crystal with AR coating on the front, and a sapphire crystal on the back. The dial here, I would say, is like a tapisserie dial. Obviously, the case, the overall look is taking some inspiration from the Rolex OP, but I think it stands on its own. I like this design. I think this design sort of stands out on its own. It's a very good looking watch. There is some inspiration there, but it's definitely not a direct homage to the Rolex OP, in my opinion. I don't think that's a bad thing. I just don't think it's a direct homage. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. There you go. I have a 7.5 inch wrist for your reference, and this is a 39 millimeter watch. Well, there you go. Lume is very good on this watch. It looks really bright. You obviously have all of those indices are very liberally applied with lume. The hands are liberally applied with lume. You even have a little bit of lume on that arrow second hand, which obviously I love to see because I could see that my watch is working in the dark. All in all, I think this is a hit. I think it's great looking, and it's really, really well made, like very, very nicely made. The price on this is $1,499. It's a little bit more expensive than what they usually sell watches for. So I think the Strato Timer is around $1,000 or just under $1,000. So this is a little bit more expensive than those watches. However, you are getting that extra hard coating. You're getting a thin, everyday watch with 150 meters of water resistance. You're getting that Le Joux Perret movement. There's a lot going into this watch, and obviously the lume is very bright. So I think that price is justified. If you look at other watches with a Le Joux Perret movement, those are very expensive. There are some watches that are costing in the thousands of dollars with that movement. So I think they're in the ballpark. I think this is a pretty good price, especially since it's Swiss made with that Le Joux Perret movement. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. What do you think of this watch? What do you think of Jack Mason? Do you think they got it right? Do you think they got this go anywhere, do anything watch right? Tell me down in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. They just recently released this watch, so I will put a link to this watch down in the description below. If you're interested, definitely head on over to their website and check it out. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. I will catch you in the next video.